What's this newspaper clipping? Mason's pharmacy changes hands. The shoppers of Main Street were surprised today at the announcement that Mason's pharmacy would change ownership for the first time since it opened 10 years ago. Rumors swirled that the sudden sale of the pharmacy was transacted for a song. When asked about speculation that the deal had been signed for as little as $1, Mr. Samuel Onstein, Oscar Mason's longtime assistant and now proprietor of Mason's Pharmacy, told the Register the specifics will remain between myself and Mr. Mason. Mr. Mason is taken sick and was unavailable for comment. Yeah, so I think this is Oscar Mason, the guy that, like, Terrence's uncle, who they inherited this house from. He was a pharmacist, and he had, like, this pharmacy. But then he passed it on to someone else. Okay, before we go up there, give me a minute. I think there's other stuff we can look at here. Before I go in there, I just wanna... Yeah, I already looked at that. I already looked at that. Yeah. Okay. Girl Scout, the band formerly known as Cub Scout. Setlist, role model, authority, main squeeze, telling stories, instruction, first mate, self, Girl Scouts, and denial. Interesting.
Todd's band lost their singer. Todd said he sucked. Lonnie said he got sick of Todd's shit, and he was complaining about needing a new singer. So Lonnie was like, I can sing. And they were all kind of like, you can? And she was like, probably. But she's been rehearsing with them for like a week now, and I finally got to see them play in Todd's basement today. And she's actually really amazing. I feel so proud when she's on stage. It's incredible being in awe of someone you love. So everybody knows it's like a temporary situation till she ships out in June. But till then, I'm gonna be at every single show.
Oh, to have a girlfriend who's in a cool girl band. Samantha Greenbrier. Oh yeah, this is the heart pendant. Custom engraving L+S. Yeah, 1 Arbor Hill, December 10th, 1994. Sales associate B. Gibbonsky, form of payment cash paid. $79.98. Bernadette Gibbonsky. That's the tape, which I cannot play. Yolanda De Soto. To Hector Marie De Soto. 718. Valet. I cannot fucking read that. Timbre? Valet de Aragon La Skion or Sion. Oh boy. It's cause like the writing's hard to read too. Nizahol, I have no idea what that says. Anyways. Estado de Mexico. 57100. Miss Samantha Greenbrier, 1 Arbor Hill, Boone County, Oregon, 97141, USA. Today's Spanish lesson. X-fly, or is that just fly? Mosca, or Mosca. Hellcat. Tapacubos. Sunbeam. Rayo del Sol. Your love. To Amor. Dear Sam, I'm so happy you liked the drawing. I was thinking of us when I drew it. I knew you'd be able to tell. You'd love Mexico, I think probably. The nature here is totally different than back home. I keep thinking about Allegra and the first mate lost on a mysterious island, where even the plants are out to get them. And then I think of them together, but out in the wilderness together, and I start thinking of you again. I lie here in bed and I can almost feel you. I've been trying to save it up for when we're together again. I haven't done a good job, okay? But I tried. Okay, enough about that. Your last letter got to me before the day before we started driving back north. We'll be racing this letter home. If I get home first, we can read it together. And yes, I'm taking tons of photos. We'll have to spend so much time in the dark room. To a more Lonnie. Oh. It's like a drug. The first time was in my room in the middle of the night. I woke up and Lonnie was kissing me. The clock said 3:13. Okay, not reading any more. I love that game detail, the way she's like, okay, nope, none of my business. Yikes, that's about my sister. Putting it down, we're not reading that. Because that's realistic. And if you try and pick up it again, she just won't, like... Nope. I think they call these the servants' quarters, which... Yeah, like... that's a bit yikes. Actually, a lot yikes. Also, the fact that there are bells in here. Why are there bells? What's that about? Hang on, I'm gonna zoom in. Yeah, and they're for, like, different places. Don't know what that's about. And then we have a safe here. Okay, if I remember correctly, the safe combination has something to do with, the heights. Or the ages, or like some combination of this, I don't remember. Yeah, LMAO, yeah, that is a nice touch. I kind of like wish I had more insight to Kay's reactions to all this. I think we have a bit of it, but mostly she's a blank slate character, yeah. Yeah, that would be my criticism of this game, that like she doesn't really have much of a personality. She's just kind of there for us to like learn about Sam and Lottie's relationship. I mean, she has like, we learned some stuff about her through like environmental storytelling, like her trophies and her postcards and whatnot, but like she doesn't really seem that like fleshed out as a character. And yeah, I wish you got more like more sense of like her reactions. Like you have a bit of that, but not as much as I would like. I think it's something to do with I think it might be Thanksgiving 1963, so would it be 1963 or just 1963? Let's see. Yep, there we go. Did it. Oil of clove. Hydrogen peroxide. A quatil. Don't know what that is. Oscar Mason. 1 Arbor Hill, Boone County, 97141, returned to sender, so this was returned unopened, I think. Mary Greenbrier, 21, I think that might be a 21271 Ellis Avenue, Olympia, Wash, 98501. I think that might have been, I don't know, either his wife or his mother, I'm not sure. Oh, dear sister, it's his sister. I'm gonna have a hard time trying to read this. Christ. I wonder if there's a way I can turn on, like, some sort of additional or, like, different way to, like, read things? I don't know. Is that overlay text? Is that what it is? Oh my god, yeah. Finally! Jesus, I should have done that ages ago. Lord, okay. Well, at least now we can read things. Dear sister, I write what shall be my last appeal to go unanswered one way or the other. I feel a prisoner as on an island with no jailer, no human soul for commune. Only my one mind examining itself, endlessly searching for relief. In the years since transgression, I have sought no absolution, only bare forgiveness. In good faith, I have removed myself from all temptations, sacrificed to prove my commitment, however I can imagine. Since Mother's passing, I have yearned for nothing more than the acknowledgement of my own kin, to be treated as human again, to breathe the air of human spirit once more. By grace, even a wretch like me could be saved. But I do not expect it. If not response is received, I shall henceforth accept my sentence, and one day simply cease to be. With a brother's love always, Oscar Mason. So yeah, I think it's kind of implied with like all of the stuff in here that he committed suicide. He's talking about finding absolution for something. And like, I don't know if you remember, but I mentioned earlier that like Terrence Greenbrier is always writing like books about like trying to stop something like horrible from happening in light doesn't work, whoops. In like what, like 1963? 1963. That's the same year that opens the safe. I think it's heavily implied that, okay, this is in the content warnings, so I might just pull up the content warnings again real quick before I get into this, but exclamation point CW. Nope, that didn't work. Exclamation, oh, because I forgot the exclamation point CW. Yeah, so I put child sexual abuse in here because I think it's heavily implied that Terrence Greenbrier was molested by his uncle, Oscar. Because if you put all the stuff that I already mentioned together, and then the fact that like he left the entire house to him, it seems like something's going on there. And I think other people, I can't remember if there's any other like evidence to support that, but there might be, I'm not sure. But I think other people have talked about it too. Alright, well, I think we looked through everything in the basement. We might as well. No. Is this the way we came? No, I think this is another way up. Yeah, this is like a workroom of some kind. Woman outlaws. This'll show you who runs things around this joint. She's tougher than a wild Mustang. No female is gonna tell me, yeah! Heavens to Betsy, Bratmobile, girls to the front. Captain A, Revolution Girl. Had enough? Heard enough? Kicking against the patriarchy. The Great Goodfellow Ride of 95. Fucking love it. Ready to join the revolution and take a stand against Grossman and the patriarchy? Maybe you just want more cool zines or zines, or maybe even a mixtape. Send us your misses from the Girl Riot Underground. Bratmobile, the review of March 26, $4. Gurney's a plum, 5th column. Coolest stuff about being the psycho host girl. Cool thing number 1, everyone in the hall thinking you don't know they're looking at you and whispering as you walk past because they haven't heard of Peripheral. Costumes, skeletons, and devils. Cheerleaders from the Smells Like Teen Spirit video. One girl dressed as Jackie Kennedy. That's like a mom and dad situation. Yeah, this is part of the thing that she was saying earlier, but it was so worth it. The girls on stage were just so loud and real and awesome, and everybody was moving together like one huge tide of sound. Dear Miss Greenbrier, to Samantha Greenbrier from Principal Sheldon Grossman. Dear Miss Greenbrier, I appreciate the time and effort you put into writing your letter. It shows initiative and it was well written, but it does not change my mind on this matter. While I understand that Miss DeSoto is a friend of yours, the fact of the matter is that she defaced school property with profanity. The fact that she allegedly defaced her own locker in retaliation for another student doing the same to yours is immaterial. As to your complaint that no other student has been punished for their part in this incident, the fact is that no guilty party has come forward, and there has been no convincing evidence as to who might have defaced your locker. In other words, there's no one to punish. I would suggest letting this issue drop, as it will only bring more unwanted attention on yourself, which I believe is what you claim began this whole incident in the first place. Sincerely, Principal Sheldon Grossman. Wow, what a dickhead.
I don't get Lonnie sometimes. Like, her band, and our zine, and her hair, and everything are all anti-authority. But I watch her in JROTC, and she's doing drills in perfect formation, following orders, no question. And there's all this stuff in the news about don't ask, don't tell. Like, she's going to join the army and then have to lie about who she is. She said they don't need to know what they don't need to know. Like it was no big deal. This from the girl who trashed her locker to, like, defend my honor. I've learned when to stop arguing, though. I don't think Lonnie even gets Lonnie sometimes.
Yeah. En español. Offer of promotion. Dear Head Conservationalist Greenbrier. Due to your exemplary management of the Flintlock prescribed burn operation last year and the service's need for experienced personnel to direct regional operations, we would like to offer you the position of Regional Conservation Management Director, responsible for operations throughout northwestern Oregon. Your post would no longer be the Flintlock National Forest. Instead, you would work in the Regional Management Office located at 128 Bullhorn Road. Your assistance will be sought in selecting a ranger to fill your former post. Please respond as soon as possible regarding your decision. We very much look forward to your reply. Signed, Bruce Pendleton. Just getting a promotion. Hey Lonnie, sorry my mom was such a bitch last night. She was hardly ever around since her forest is like an hour away, and then when she's home she takes it out on you, like, because you're not a member of the family, she knows you won't call her on it, and I'm sorry. It's okay, I know she's just jealous of our cool and free-willing lifestyle. I feel sorry for you. I'm lucky my mom lives in Florida. You have to have a mom every day. God, that's so depressing that she feels like that. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring up the mom thing like that. I know I shouldn't complain. No, I'm being totally serious. My mom is a psycho-Christian and her new husband, Don, is a complete tool. Living in Florida with him is her eternal punishment in my mind. So you wouldn't rather live with your mom in Florida? No. Oh boy. Side edition documentary. Investigative team visits camp, which specialists help adolescents overcome deviant behavior and homosexuality.
Katie, you know how Mom and Dad are. Not exactly super open-minded about things. It feels like every minute I don't spend with Lonnie, I spend worrying about them finding out about us. And what would happen if they did? You know Dad's joke about the nunnery that he'd tell whenever he brought boys around the old house? I wonder where he'd want to send me.
Oof. Yeah, I just wanted to see where that goes, but it doesn't really go anywhere. Because sometimes this house just creaks weirdly. 102 Kink FM presents Earth, Wind, and Fire Civic Auditorium, Thursday, February 23rd, 1995, 8 p.m. Music and Culture, December 1994, Poughkeepsie's Teenager of the Year, Guided by Voices, Medicine. Not the worst part of joining the army, babes. But yeah, it's an interesting contradiction. Yeah, that's true. It's not even like the most concerning thing. I mean, I feel like both of them were probably not super aware of the violence of Western imperialism, but that's not necessarily an excuse. It's just, yeah. Stan, the skull was the coolest thing I found in Mexico, and it was like $3 American. I love it. Merry Christmas. I miss you, L. P.S. Treasure it always. Yeah, that was the thing that we saw in the hallway on the bookshelf thing. Your dining room table. Another scene. Sam, since you refuse to hear us out this afternoon, your mother and I are putting this in writing so that we are absolutely clear. You are grounded for the rest of the month from social and telephone privileges, from using your car for anything, but going to and from school. We understand what you are going through, but we can't allow you to continue this kind of behavior at school, and clearly once your privileges are reinstated, we can't allow you to have your bedroom door closed when Lonnie is at the house. This is the last word on the matter. Get back on course so this won't have to happen again. Dad. Lord. Yeah, like that's gonna help. Disciplinary referral, Samantha Greenbrier to principal's office, date April 22nd, 1995, period 2, grade 11, referred by Matches, reason distributing inappropriate materials on school grounds. So she got in trouble for
I had an
handing out the zine, I guess.
Talk with Mom and Dad tonight. One you were never gonna need to have. I mean, you've known, right? I've known. I've known since, like, She-Ra. Mom and Dad didn't, I guess. But they saw the zine and the stuff on the locker, and they were like, is there something we should know about you and Lonnie? And so here's the thing. I was prepared for them to be mad, or disappointed, or start crying, or something, but they were just in denial. You're too young to know what you want. You and Lonnie are just good friends. You just haven't met the right boy. It's a phase. That's what I didn't see coming. That they wouldn't even respect me enough to believe me. Well, joke's on them, 'cause they're in for one very long phase.
Yeah. Oof. Oof on the roof. Oh, this is another note from former roommate Carol. First off, congratulations, Janice Greenbrier, Regional Director. And I say congratulations because, come on, you're going to take the job, right? What are you waiting for? An engraved invitation? Call them back. But in the meantime, let's discuss this little outing you had with our favorite flannel-clad hunk. What a blast. But you sound like you're reading a lot into an innocent night out. Are you sure there's something there? You said he has an out-of-town girlfriend. Are you sure they're not serious? Okay, so we have to figure out when we'll see each other next in person. Enough with the letters. I owe you congratulatory margarita, boss lady. Soon. Heart. Carol. Okay, yeah, so mom may or may not be having an affair, or like almost having an affair. Purse. That there. Manual for Forestry, Research and Education. Takelma County Forestry Service. Blah, blah, blah. Hi, Jan. I got 2 tickets for EWF on Thursday, but my girlfriend says she doesn't want to go. Her taste in music rears its ugly head again. Oh yeah, it's a ticket that we found on the grounds. That leaves me with an extra ticket that I thought you might be interested in. More fun than clearing brush in the freezing rain, right? Rick. Okay. And there's such a big dining room table, and for what? There's only 4 of them. The Accidental Warrior, Terrence L. Greenbrier. Don't give up on this, honey. Kitchen. Sam's schedule, working at Crown Burger on Bethel Road. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. and Saturday, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Mr. and Mrs. Jonathan Blair request the honor of your presence at the marriage of their daughter, Helen Margaret, to Mr. Richard Morris Pattermatch. Oh, that's her boss, right? Sunday, the 4th of June, 1995, at 4:30 in the afternoon, Sunset Lutheran Church, Seaside, Oregon. I forgot to just reset the overlay. Oh god, ouch. Yeah. Ouch. Ouch indeed. I feel weird commenting on some of this stuff because it's not something I've ever been through before. I was extremely lucky enough to be born into a very accepting family who was like very like involved in like gay rights even before they knew that I was gay. I mean, I have some like extended family that was maybe kind of like weird about it, but not like severely. So I've never had to deal with like that kind of like aggressive homophobia or rejection from like especially like people that I grew up with and lived with. But yeah, it's just really upsetting. However, I have maybe not like extreme like rejection, but I think I have dealt with more like confusion and like microaggressions regarding being trans or like being non-binary specifically, like especially from more of my like extended family. Like my parents weren't shitty about it, but it took them a long time, like especially my dad, to like get used to it and like get used to like using my right pronouns and stuff. But like my grandparents and some of my aunts and uncles, like I can tell like they just haven't grasped it. And like so many of them, like when they talk about me, like I think they've mostly gotten used to calling me Faye, but like they're still like learning like my pronouns, and like it just completely like stabs me in the chest every time like my grandparents, for example, call me like a mature young woman or whatever, and it's like but it's not the end of the world. Like I know it could be much worse, and I am quite lucky still, so yeah. What date is it? Like in the game? Hang on. Keep having to like minimize this because it's blocking my June 1995. Katie comes home this month. We'll call it the exact date. June 3rd to 7th, anniversary trip. Yeah, so I think they're on their anniversary trip right now, because I think it might be... Does it say what date it is? Like, somewhere in my items? I think it was, like, on the tag of her bag, but whatever. Yeah, so it may or may not be, like, during their anniversary trip right now, so I think that's why they're not here. I think Katie just came home early. So, yeah. Samantha and Daniel were in the woods one day. It was sunny and they were on an adventure. But they went to the bad part of the wood and it got dark. Daniel said, "Are you scared?" So Samantha said, "No, are you?" I don't even know what that is. They left and went more into the bad part, and then they went to a part that was never there before. And there was a ship, a pirate ship. On an ocean, Samantha said, "I'll be the captain and you'll be the first mate." Daniel said, "Aye, captain," and they went on the pirate ship and started sailing away. And then that's a little drawing. Cute.
Daniel finally came over to get his game. I'd been dreading it. But he brought this story with him that I wrote when we were little. I started reading it, and then there I was, crying at the kitchen table. He asked what was wrong, and I was thinking about how we used to be friends, how much I'd taken for granted. But instead, I told him about school, and Dad, and Lonnie, and then how sorry I was that I wasn't his friend anymore. He gave me a hug and said it was going to be okay. And for some reason, I almost believed him.
This place is still so messy. Oh, I think it's because they were like in the process of moving in, so it's kind of like, yeah, all over the place. Okay, this is like the garage.
I asked Lonnie what she had to do to get ready to ship out for basic training. She said, "Not a lot, really. You're not allowed to bring anything with you. You have no possessions, no contact with the outside world while you're in basic. You just train hard every day, and then you deploy from there. So, they'll just send her away. To who knows where. The other side of the country? The other side of the world?" My mind, can't process it. That she's really going to be gone. Just gone.
Sam, your mother and I will be away for a long weekend celebrating our anniversary, June 3rd to 7th. We will be camping in the gorge, but we will give you a call on the way home. Sorry, the kitchen is still mid-renovation. Never trust a contractor. $40 on the table to order pizza while we're gone. Be good, Dad. So yeah, that's where they are. Crown burger. Sam, ask me about clown combos. Lonnie, my parents are leaving town, so we'll have the run of the whole house till you leave. Imagine actually spending the night in my room instead of sneaking into our usual spot in the attic. Not that the attic doesn't have its musty allure, but my bedroom is warmer. Sam, we should defile your parents' bed while they're gone. That'll show them. Lonnie, you're gross. Never change. Sam. God. Okay. I think from here we can go. Come on. Then we have another bathroom. Home Cook Magazine, December 1993. Risotto, 10 ways, easy family meals. Pizza on a weeknight? Yes. 165 recipes inside. What to do with leftovers. Okay. That's just bathroom stuff. Yeah, and this is the laundry room. This is the greenhouse. From the pen of Terence L. Greenbrier. Dear Kaz, I can't tell you what a joy it is to see John Russell back in print. Thank you so much for sending, is that supposed to be sending, along copies of the new editions. The cover art is really something. I know you said that Unknown Dimension isn't in the business of printing new material, but this revived interest in my work has brought on a wave of inspiration, resulting in a manuscript that completes, I think that's supposed to be, John Russell's journey, which I think you may find intriguing. It is reflective and introspective, without forgetting the excitement and weirdness that Unknown Dimension readers expect. Oh yeah, I think I missed something in the basement. There's like a letter from this publishing company called Unknown Dimension that's kind of abstract. Or it might be like a magazine or something, I don't know. I hope this might be an exciting new direction for Unknown Dimension to pursue. At the very least, I am grateful that John Russell's adventures didn't come to an end quite when I thought they had. My thanks and regards, Terence L. Greenbrier. Okay. Cover copy. It's been almost 20 years since John Russell heard the call. Twice he saved a president's life. He's practically forgotten the days of the future, of danger and excitement, the days where he mattered. So when that familiar rip in time opens in front of him and his handlers peer out, he doesn't hesitate. Is the president in danger? No, the life you save this time will be your own. There we go, another map. Or I'll do it. Secret door under stairs, midnight, June 5th, final preparations are complete. Secret door under the stairs. Okay.
We agreed our last night together would be our happiest ever, and we'd forget tomorrow was going to come at all. It worked for a while. We had a good time seeing Oscar off, then ran up to the attic to look through our photos, to find one for Lonnie to take with her. And looking at them, I realized they were all in the past, and there wouldn't be any more. And I didn't know what I was going to do. And I cried, and she held me. She said she knew it was hard, but life would move on. I said I didn't want my life to keep moving without her.
Oh, God.
That's when she cried too. I was so exhausted. I must have fallen asleep like that, in her arms. In the morning, I woke up, and I was finally alone.
Ugh. Pain and suffering. I sent this one from Barcelona. Okay. Hi, Mom, Dad, and Sam. I've had a wonderful time on the beaches of Barcelona. Dad and Sam, I think you would like the gaudy architecture. It's from a strange alien world. Well, that's a bit questionable to say. I'm headed to my final destination, Amsterdam. For how long? That depends. I'm running low on money. I will look for a cheap standby ticket and call you when I'm headed home. Sorry for the short notice. Can't wait to see you all again. It'll be good to be home. Love, Katie. I think there's one more here. Booted out. A going away show for Lonnie D. Girl Scouts last show ever. All ages. $3. Saturday, June 3rd, The Tonic.
Lonnie had her going away show with her band tonight. She's so incredible on stage. And she was singing, I could practically forget everything. That we only had 48 hours left. That I don't know what comes next. That I She dedicated the last song to me. I couldn't take it. I was out on the curb in the alley, sobbing till my ribs hurt. I would follow her anywhere, Katie. But I can't. Where she's going. After a long time, she found me. She said she was sorry. She said, I wish things could be different. I just wanted to make you happy.
Then don't join the military.
I don't think you can anymore.
It's literally not that deep. You can just simply not join the military. Oh, this is the music room. Just doing one final sweep. Oh, it said I was disconnected from the server again. Damn it. Well, hopefully I'm live again. God, yeah, I really, really want to know how Katie feels. Most emotional night of her life. She went to Europe for a year, now she's back and she's like, hello? Hello? Yeah, literally, like, imagine getting back to your house after a year. Your parents are gone, your sister is gone, no one's in the house, and you're, like, uncovering evidence of your younger sister's gay relationship with this girl. And, like, you're trying to figure out where your parents went. It's like, yeah, literally. As an older sister, I would lose it. Yeah, I was confused for a second. I was like, I didn't think you were a middle child. I thought you were the youngest. But yeah, I've never been an older sister, but I'd be like, my baby! Yeah, God. Yeah, eldest sibling instincts. Like, she must be, like, losing her shit right now. Also, do my parents hate me? Why is the window? Yeah, I think it's implied that, like, they didn't know that she was coming home this early. It was supposed to be, like, in the month of June, but she didn't give them an exact date. But she came home early because I think she ran out of money, which is understandable. Yeah, sorry, that wasn't clear. I am the youngest child, but if I was the oldest, yeah. As an oldest, I mean, yeah. Yeah, maybe. And that's okay, I'll have children instead, yeah. I think we're almost done. There we go. Well, that's mildly concerning. Oscar, Mason's Pharmacy. Yeah, those sounds are really concerning, and that's a photo of him. The food pyramid. Honey snaps. Fuel for winners. Possession and exorcism. Interacting with the supernatural and releasing unwanted spirits. Christine Quinn. Okay, I think that's the attic key.
The sunset light in this house is the saddest thing I've ever seen. I just want to sleep. When I'm in the attic, it almost feels like Lonnie could still be here. She's just downstairs. I'm just waiting to hear her pull down the hatch and come running up. Maybe I'll go up to the attic and wait.
Yeah, when the first time I played this, when I heard that, I was like, oh god, this better not be going where I think it's going. But thankfully, they pleasantly subverted my expectations. Sam, I'll always remember what we had. Stay strong, kick ass. I love you, Lonnie.
Oh my god. Katie, I fell asleep in the attic, in Lonnie and my old spot, and I missed the first 2 calls. I just barely caught the third one before the machine got it. And it was Lonnie, on a payphone. She'd been on the bus to Basic, and she said she couldn't think of anything but me and us, and that she couldn't go through with it, with the army and being a part and all of it. And so she got off the bus in Salem. She said, Sam, I want you to pack up everything you can and get in your car and come find me. And let's just drive until we find somewhere for us. And she asked me if I could do that. And I said yes. Yes.
It's one of their hands and the heart necklaces. The chip black nail polish really adds to the vibes. I think that's it. I think that's all of them. Yeah. Looks like it probably is. I don't think I missed any.
Katie, I'm so sorry that I can't be there to see you in person, that I can't tell you all this myself. But I hope as you read this journal and you think back, that you'll understand why I had to do what I did, and that you won't be sad, and you won't hate me, and you'll just know that I am where I need to be. I love you so much, Katie. I'll see you again someday. Love, Sam.
Oh, I think this music may or may not be not copyright. There we go. Just turn that down. Oh, I have to do this part all over again. Back on the other account, LMAO.
Katie, I'm so sorry that I can't be there to see you in person, that I can't tell you all this myself. But I hope as you read this journal and
Sam,
you think
don't
back,
be sad, Katie.
that you'll understand
Katie
why
crying
I had
alone
to
in
do
the
what I did,
house. Yeah, literally.
and that you won't be sad, and you won't hate me, and you'll just know that I am where I need to be. I love you so much, Katie. I'll see you again someday. Love, Sam.
Like, I completely get why she left, but also, it's like, you're 17 and you're in the middle of freaking who knows where. I thought I turned the music off. Did I not just turn the music off? I feel like what? Oh, God. Okay, well, I guess we're not watching the credits then. It's fine. We don't need to. We get the picture. Okay, that's it. We did it. That's gone home. A little shorter than I thought it would be, but it rounded out to a pretty good amount of time, I would say. What a game, truly. What a game. I know some people do kind of criticize this game for just being like a walking simulator or whatever, but honestly, I like it. I happen to really like walking simulators. I'm a huge fan of environmental storytelling. I think there is like slightly more that they could have done with it, particularly in terms of like Katie's feelings and thoughts about the whole thing and fleshing her out a bit more. But overall, I really like this game. And I really wanted to play it for Pride because it's just good, sweet lesbian vibes with the happy ending in the 90s, which is like rare. I mean, this wasn't made in the 90s, but still. I absolutely thought we were going to find Sam dead in the attic. Oh, yeah, absolutely. The first time I played this game and I heard, like, the voice note from like getting the attic key, I was like, "Oh boy, this is not going to end well. This is going to be very dark." Like I 100% thought that that's where that was going, and then it didn't. So I'm actually pleasantly surprised by that. I hope you have a very good time zone wherever you are, and I will be seeing you in the next one.